Welcome to Talking with the Source, where we bring on well-known and local researchers from around the world to share their experiences and evidence.
Who knows that the moon missions were fake?
As soon as I said, I'll meet you, and she said, oh, darn it, I gotta check the door, make sure the door's locked, because I don't want to leave John's house unlocked. So she goes back to check the door. I go out to my vehicle, and I hear this god-awful scream.
Well, there are 63 races of grays. So most people only think there's one race, and when you say grays, it's a misinformation. There's 63 races. Out of those, one race is a negative extraterrestrial. And what I do is I group them in the negative and the positive. The positive wish to see humanity ascend.
What is your name? My name is Anthony.
Are you ready to unravel the mysteries of this podcast? Join us only on Talking with the Source, live every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and on all podcast listening platforms.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to Talking with the Source, another great adventure that we dig into. I don't know what episode this is because AJ doesn't keep count. I keep counting my episodes. But hopefully AJ will be joining us soon. We'll wait and see. But I got one of my best friends here, Sir Chris. What's happening, man? What's going on in your world?
Nothing. Just got back from an investigation, so
we're
doing this today. Abbey in Canyon City.
The old Abbey. Okay. Yeah, a lot of fun stuff
That's where
there.
I met you.
Yeah. Look, Wantley's in here. What's up, buddy?
What's up, Wantley?
So, yeah, guys, we have a fabulous guest today. I can't wait to bring her on. Alicia Rawson, and she's a psychic medium, spiritual healer, a Reiki master. Yeah, you guys have to check her stuff out. Shannon's in the house. Shannon Boomguard. What's up? So Garrett Wantley's asking how we're doing. We're good, brother.
We're good.
Thanks for watching, man. So you guys like and share, pass this on to your friends. Without further ado, I'm gonna bring Alicia in. And there she is. How you doing, girl?
What's up, guys?
There you go.
What
Look
is
at
that
the
behind
her.
What is behind you?
Oh my gosh. Well, my favorite place to be. People think I'm weird, but whatever.
We're all weird according to normal people, right?
Right?
Yeah, I guess so. I'm just waiting for some spirit to come up behind me and be like, boo.
Yeah. All right, so Alicia, how did the paranormal come into your life? Like how old were you? When did you have your first experience? When did you know that you had this fabulous gift that you have?
So I was born with it. Apparently, my cousin told me when I was 2 years old I was missing. Back then in the 80s, they had their funerals at their homes. And so apparently my great aunt had passed away and they couldn't find me. And she told me that they found me in her bedroom, sitting at the end of her bed having conversation. So that probably should have been the first indication. And then as I was growing up, my mom was Catholic. So I would say things to her about my grandfather who passed away and stuff like that. And she would be like, shh, shh, and then we'd end up in church on Sunday. So I stopped saying things.
So would you have to do confession after talking?
I mean, I just remember being like, what the fuck? And so I kind of just stopped saying things. And my mom passed away when I was 29. So it kind of started that back up again. The, understanding that there's something bigger out there. How can I tap into it? I would hear things and I would see things. And so I just started exploring that. And saying I'm not crazy and that this is real. And as I started exploring it, it was kind of like a rabbit hole of like, oh shit, like there's a word called empath. Oh shit, there's clairvoyance. Oh, like all this stuff started like happening to me. And I was like, wow, it's too much and undeniable. And then I just kept getting messages. So it was like, oh shit.
Maybe this is real, How much further down the rabbit hole can I go?
How far can I take it?
Exactly. And then you start getting validation and you're like, I remember when I started doing readings, people would be like, yeah. And I'd be like, really? Like,
Surprise yourself. God. Don't you love that?
Like, wow.
I love it when I surprise myself.
Yeah. And I still get surprised sometimes because like, it's still unbelievable to me sometimes how you can pull information out of energy.
Yeah.
No, exactly. That's all it is. That's what they call witchcraft. When they're saying the spell, they're spelling. They're saying it out loud. They're putting it out into the universe. So everything that we're saying now is continuously moving through the universe. It's crazy to think about.
And it's all manifestation too. Like you can choose what to call it. People are like, "Are you a witch?" I'm like, "I guess, yeah."
Sure, why not? I'm a warlock.
Right. Spells, prayers, whatever. They're all.
Whatever.
Yeah.
See, now you're going into robotic mode. Your signals. It's all right.
Oh my God. So we went to a place in Norwich. I probably shouldn't say where because I don't think you're technically allowed to go there. But I went there and it was in Norwich, Connecticut. And it was apart from other buildings where most people go in Norwich, Connecticut. And like there was 3 of us in there and it looked like a little school building. So we went in and I remember like just being like flabbergasted about like the energy that was in there and like what I could feel. And we went upstairs and my skirt like pulled out and I was like, don't touch me. And when I said that, I was like, don't touch me. And when I said that, there was a huge bang downstairs and I'm like, all right, it's time to go. So we go down and there was like footsteps that were chasing us. Like, and I turned around and there was nothing there. Like what?
So do you do a lot of investigating? Do you like to go to places and see what you pick up? Like, what's the most interesting place you went besides Norwich?
All right. There's a graveyard and I can't remember exactly where it is, but it's a captain in Connecticut and I can't remember what his name is, but he had a house and he died out to sea fishing. And the night he passed away, his wife had a baby. And I went to that graveyard and I was like, Captain. And all of a sudden, like I could see like orbs and lights and stuff. And when I took a picture, and I can send it to you guys, when I took a picture, you can see the whole captain's side of his face. Like it's spectacular. It's wild. Mm-hmm.
So the orbs and everything that you were seeing, was this through your third eye or were you actually seeing it
in actually time and space? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's amazing.
Cool. That's amazing.
It's why I'm more orbs and light than I do per se like full apparition.
Yeah, and ever since I started meditating to frequencies, and I do it in the bath, so I'm submerged in water. Right. I start noticing like I'll see like these black orbs. I'll see black orbs just kind of go by, and I'm like, what was that?
Like, yeah, exactly. And I think that's a misconception too with black and black orbs, because I think people think that black is bad or a demon, or when it's really not. It's really just a more, it's just a more concentrated form of energy.
So, yeah, that's what I believe. I believe it's the simplest way that they can show themselves in our 3D realm, because it doesn't require that much energy. Kind of like a black hole. Black hole sucks in all the energy. That's what I believe. That's what they're doing. It's sucking in the light and stuff, and that's why they appear that way.
I agree fully. It's and I think when I first started seeing spirit and being open to it, I saw black shadows all the time. And then it's almost, I think it's almost like, yes, it's easy for them to do that, but I also think it's like a test. Like, are you strong enough to take it? Are you strong enough to be able to handle it? Because it is a lot. And it's like going up and down through realms is a lot. Like, because if it was
Yeah.
easy, everybody would do it, right?
Yeah. No, I'm just starting to do I don't know if you know about the CIA project. It's called the Gateway Project. You know, where they put the frequencies in your ear, in one ear and in the other. I'm starting to do that, and it's really expanded my manifestations. I'm also getting more dreams. Like I was taking a nap before the show, and I actually was in space. Like I could see stars and like little clouds in space. It was weird. It felt like 3 seconds, but it was an hour nap. It's like there is no time in space. It's crazy.
That's what happens to me when I do Reiki. It's like, I channel the energy and I'm giving the energy, but it's not my energy. So I'm meditating while I'm doing Reiki. And sometimes I go to Saturn and it's cold there. And, you know, like I see some crazy shit. And then I go to Gaia and look up all the stuff that I saw because I know I'm not the only one. And then, you know, you have Mateus who's like, hey, this is what they look like and this is what it is. And then I'm like, holy shit, I literally just saw that. So it helps, it helps me be like, okay, you're not crazy. You're actually going other places.
Right. So you told us the favorite place you went, but what's your bucket list place then to go?
Oh, yeah, I have a lot of bucket list places. Say that 10 times fast.
Yeah, exactly.
But the Serpent Mound in Ohio, like, I don't know what it is, but there's something way deeper than what is out there, than the information that's out there. It's got to be something way deeper. And I feel like it's connected to the stars, and I feel like it's connected through everything, right? It shows all the elements. Like, that's not just, oh my God, arbitrarily there. No, that serves a purpose that's higher and greater.
Yeah.
And it's
Definitely,
right here.
I agree. The you know, and then that gets into a lot of what Billy Carson talks about with the Anunnaki and all the pyramids that were built. Like the oldest ones are actually in South America. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yep, and there's just so much history here, and I think that we overlook it. And you know, there's tons of ancient stuff here, and it's all spiritual. Like even in Salem, New Hampshire, you have America's Stonehenge. Like that place, I go there, and it's like my legs shake and like my arms shake, and it's like it's like the energy there is so intense, and you know that that was something greater than just, you know,
rocks.
Rocks. A slaughter stone. I mean, it's like there's just so much more to it, and it's right here in your backyard, you know.
Right.
So when you do readings, all right, like does the spirit ever tell you like things you're kind of hesitant to say to somebody? Like,
yeah, sometimes.
are you sure you want me to say this? Or like what's the craziest reading you've done?
So, the craziest reading. Oh, the craziest reading. Let me tell you. So this guy that I used to work for, he asked me, when I first started, I worked at a costume store too. And he asked me if I could do a reading, and he gave me a name, and I did a reading. And I could see I was in a plane, and I could see I was in a plane. And I could see I was like going fast, and I could see all this commotion and like all this like yelling and crazy shit. And then all of a sudden it was just like an explosion. And he's like, what else do you see? And I was like, the color blue. I was like, it looks like a blue, and it looks like an angel. And he said that I just read a blue angel that was flying one of the planes in 9/11. Like, oh, I got goosebumps. Yeah.
I'm getting goosebumps right now. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
right.
That was crazy.
That is definitely. Wally says that's so cool. He's one of our good friends that we investigate with down at the Abbey before they close. So yeah, he lives out there on the East Coast. He's a fireman in Massachusetts. So you should check out some of his stuff too. Let's see. So
Definite goosebumps.
with your readings, you said while we were talking backstage, you said something physically happens after your readings. You want to explain that?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like my eyes turn gray. And it doesn't matter like if I'm doing readings, if I'm meditating, if I'm doing Reiki, anytime I tap into, I guess, higher self, right? And my eyes completely turn gray. Like even after this conversation, my eyes will be completely gray. It's
Weird.
It's weird. And it's weird as you go through the ascension process or the awakening process. And it's like you start to have a different perception about everything. And it's just like it's such an odd place to be. Like I don't have a lot of friends. I don't put myself out there a lot because it's almost like, do other people have the same perception? Like, do you know that all this shit is just a holographic thing? Like, and it's hard to be around people sometimes if they don't want to like better themselves.
Like they're comfortable where they're at. They don't want to challenge what they're capable of, and that's what I'm learning too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what color are your eyes for? Blue?
Yeah, they're like a deep blue. Yeah.
All right. Right
Is
on.
it like a sudden change, or do they just like gradually like?
I think it's a sudden change. I think it's anytime I close my eyes and channel, because anytime I'm doing anything, I'm channeling. I'm tapping and I'm channeling. I'm tapping and I'm channeling. I tap a lot, and I tap on my hands because a lot of people don't know that you actually have like heart chakras in your palm, and that's why you pray like this, right? Because heart, right? It's all heart.
That makes so much sense.
Mm-hmm, right? Like when you're hugging somebody, like you're hugging somebody, you're giving them heart, like that.
Yeah, when I meditate, I do mudras. I do the spiritual mudra when I'm meditating, and there's also this one, to keep calm, like if you're in a stressful situation. So yeah, no, I totally believe in that. So when you do these sessions, do you do something to like protect yourself from like any evil entities? Like what do you do to protect yourself?
Yeah, so every time I do anything, and really I pray a lot of times a day, and I give thanks a lot of times in the day, and I just pretty much thank my spirit guides, my white lighters, and my angels, and I thank my mom because I know that she is my number one protector. And anytime I do readings, my face changes as well. Like you can actually see my mom come in and me.
Oh wow.
It's pretty wild. Like sometimes people will be like, you had 2 pairs of glasses. And I'm like, that's just my mom.
So, that's awesome.
But like, I know that we're protected because when we went into a place in Waterford, Connecticut that you're not supposed to go into, I don't think. So,
I sense a theme here.
I didn't know I couldn't be here.
I didn't know. So I went in and I snuck through the gate and whatever, I'm little. And so I go in and it doesn't count if you're under 5'2". So when I go in, it's like my daughter was with me and I kept seeing like this lady in white and her skin almost looked like it was melting off of her. Ooh. And I was like, and I didn't have a good feeling about her. And she kept coming to the door and going back. And I told my daughter, I said, Jade, do not go in that room. Well, you're 16. What are you going to do? You're going to walk towards the damn room. So she's
going to do it against your parents' wishes. That's what
So she's walking towards the room, and I'm like, Jade, and I saw the lady in white, and we caught this on camera on video, and she like comes out, and I saw her come out, and when she came out, I wrapped my arm around Jade, and there was a lady behind me, and she got scratched on her face. So the lady jumped out over, when I went like this, she like jumped over us and scratched the lady behind us.
That's because you're short.
That's because we're short. And she wasn't. But it's just like, it shows like it was almost like she tried to come at us, but like almost went in this motion, almost like there was a protective shield. And I believe it.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
That's what I do before I do an investigation or something. I'll say bubble on, and I imagine like this Bifrost colored bubble around me that if they touch it, they'll ascend, so they stay away from me.
No, for real. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I firmly believe that. Yeah.
It's just too much like physical, tangible evidence to not believe it. Like there's just too much. And
I made sure I did that last night.
Yeah. You should have tried it the last time we investigated. We wouldn't have had to call the ambulance.
I know.
No, we were
Eastern State Penitentiary.
No. I would love to go there.
So I don't think they're doing investigations anymore. But I went, and let me tell you, it was so scary. Like I turned into a aggressive man. Like I literally started like walking around like this, and I got real angry, and like I yelled at this old lady. Like I had to leave because like I was literally turning into somebody else. It was crazy.
So that is up in you then, and the spirit got inside you and was.
I went into the cell, and I was like, this isn't that bad. Because they're really tall. They're not like cramped little cells there.
Wow, okay.
Al Capone has a cell there too. That was cool.
Oh, wow.
It was all like red carpet and red velvet and stuff.
So do you use any equipment when you investigate? Obviously a camera. What else do you bring with you?
I love those light up balls,
Yeah.
They're like motion censored. I love those because those are pretty validating, I feel like. Because you can really try to make them go off, and they're not just gonna go off. So we do cat balls. I have some dowsing rods. We do voice box. I seem to always get called a bitch. I don't know why.
It's okay. I've been called a lot of names over the spirit box. I'm serious. Like,
me too.
And I know it's. I use the old classic PSB7, from ITC with Gary Galka, and it's one of the very first ones, and I get the most amazing responses. I've been called the a-hole, I've been called the dickhead, I've been called all sorts of things, and that won't broadcast on air. Like they bleep it out, so that's how I know something's talking to me.
Me too.
That's what I'm just
truthful.
That's like validation. Right?
I think it's validation too. It's crazy. I really thought voice box. I was real skeptical about them until I got one and I was listening to it, and it straight up was like, happy 40th birthday, and it was like on my birthday, and I was like, how?
Wow.
Yeah.
My brother passed away in October 2021. He was a U.S. Marshal, and he died on duty. Yeah. And ever since I got home after his funeral and stuff, I could feel him with me, and I talk to him all the time. And like your mom, I believe he's my protector now. Like when I tap into spirit, he's there to protect me. And every now and then, while I'm warming up my spirit box, I'll hear him say, "Hey, bro," because that's what he would always say. So it's really cool, and there's no reason it should be saying that.
That's so awesome.
Exactly. It's great validation. Like, I always ask my mom to talk to me through it, and she never does. And then one time she did, and I bawled like a little baby, and I was like, oh, that's why.
That's why.
It's like, it's like that frequency hits you, and like that's a frequency that you haven't felt in this time and space. Like,
right?
It's different. Yeah.
And so that goes back to the meditation with the frequencies. Like before I do spirit box sessions, I'll meditate to the frequency 963. That's the soul frequency, and that's what I believe helps me communicate. And I get the craziest answers through the sessions. So
it's amazing what you get.
Yeah,
It's wild. I live in a hospital that was made into apartments.
Oh wow,
Oh.
that would be so cool.
It's 200 years old. It's wild. I get some crazy shit there.
Yeah,
You don't even have
bet.
to go anywhere to investigate. You can just sit in your
We go
living room.
downstairs. So the basement is flooded, right? And I go downstairs, and because my daughter's like, let's go downstairs. And I'm like, okay. So we go downstairs. She's like, it's my birthday. Okay, so we go downstairs, right? And like it's all flooded, and you hear like these footsteps. And then I look, and you can see this lady in white at the bottom of the stairs. And
Wow.
she's like, go. Like you can hear her, like in this time and space, and she's like, go. And Jade looks at me, and she's like, and then you hear a man. You hear like a man go, run. And I was like, oh hell no. And then this black like spirit was like, this shadow was like poof up the stairs, and I was like, run. And so I start asking neighbors about like, are you having anything happen? And this one guy who's lived there for like 50 years or something, he said that a man drowned his girlfriend in the bathtub in that hospital. And
Holy
I catch
smoke.
on my ring camera, I catch 2 orbs. And so I think it's them. Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Gosh. It makes me want to move.
I know.
Yeah, there's also I guess there's a famous spirit. Her name is Emma. And so I'm going to get a balloon and throw like a glow stick inside of it and see if she'll play with it.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good idea. I never thought about the glow stick. That's cool.
Yeah, because then you can see it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or get the cat ball in there.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What she picks it up and throws it at me?
Well, think of this. So if you put the cat ball in there, blow up the balloon, you can let it float across the water.
Yeah.
It would
They all
float.
float down here.
Yeah, I am in New England. I love living in New England. There's so much stuff here. Like the witch trials actually started in Hartford, Connecticut. And so my daughter and I went to it's in South Windsor is where where she was buried, and we tried to find her grave, but we couldn't. But there's just so much rich history just in New England. And I think that we forget about it because it all kind of started here, you know?
No, definitely. I mean that's where everything began for the U.S. And here on the West Coast, it's more Indian based, is what I found out. It's more Indian spirits, and I work on cold cases, so I deal with more recent passings. But when I did a lot of the investigations, I found that it was more Indian. And I just let them know I'm here in love and light, with Mother Earth, and I just want to let you know that you're scaring these people, and to please move on. So
I know it's just such a great energy is just such an amazing thing, and I think that if we can get the message out wider that it's not a negative thing and it's not a scary thing, I think that it would help a lot more people even connect to themselves and to their self-love, and then be able to like project that onto the outside. It's all energy, and there's different frequencies of energies too. So you have like numbers, colors, animals, flowers. These things are all super high vibration. So spirit, when connect to you, they're going to connect through colors, through numbers, through animals, through flowers, and we don't even realize it sometimes. Like it's literally so easy for them. They're way up here, those are way up here. So when you're feeling like you need a sign or symbol, or you're feeling alone, or you're feeling like you need some sort of direction, you can ask for these things. You can ask for numbers, you can ask for colors, because again, it's super easy for them to send these things to you. Also songs. Like everything is a sign and symbol, everything. And if you can read those signs and symbols, it's like a little trail for you throughout your life. You don't even have to think about it. You don't even have to be bothered. You just really go through your life with the flow of following all your signs and symbols.
Exactly. No, I'm 100% in that. I don't even look at a clock anymore to see what time it is. I look at it to see, okay, so what's going on? Why am I looking at you? And if I see 11:11, then I'll pull a card. I got the Kyle Gray angel guy. I'll pull a card and my guides will tell me this is what's going on right now, and people, when they see the number 666, like when I see it, it means you're working on your next steps towards spirituality. It doesn't mean, oh, the devil's going to get you. I just believe that's what the churches want you to believe, so that you'll keep going to churches. So
Right?
Yeah. So let me tell you the secret of 666. My license plate is 666. That's what the state sent me. So it's literally
Appropriate.
666. So, but 666 is actually a feminine number. If you look at the number 6, it looks like a pregnant woman. It actually represents intuition, because we hold our intuition here. So it's a representation of a woman and a woman's intuition. And so, the Romans didn't really like that. So what they did is they chopped it out and made it a scary, dark number. Same thing as 13. It's also a very feminine, powerful number. And what did they do? They turned it around to be, superstitious, bad, whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What's funny is both my kids were born on the 13th. My daughter was born October 13th, and my son was born December 13th. Mm-hmm. And they're 3 years apart.
Well, it's stability is what it is. It carries the vibration of the 1 and the 3, which tells me that they're both very professional manifestors. They can think about what they want and they can get it. They just have to be careful about thinking about what they don't want, because they can get that. But the number 3 also is very fun. So I know your kids are very fun. But also with the number 4, because if you add the two numbers 3 and 1 together equals 4. So their birth number is actually 4, which represents stability. So they're going to be very hard workers. They're going to be very future focused. They're also going to be psychics. They're also going to have very vivid dreams. So it's important for them to write their dreams down so that they can get the pattern, because the message is within the pattern.
So I don't know if the signal just messed up or something, but right at 3130, there was an orb that came in front of your camera. So I don't know if it was a bug. I'm going to review it and try to slow it down, but I'm just letting the viewers know that I will try to clip that, and I will try to review it, because it looked digitized. Like it was a perfect orb when you were talking about these numbers. And I really hope my kids don't watch this, because now I think you gave them freedom to say, I just manifested it.
Yeah.
She is in a graveyard. I mean, so.
No, exactly. Yeah. So I'll clip that. That was
in front of one. I don't know if she's actually in it.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is a new graveyard for me. Never been here before, but clearly it brought me here.
Well, something manifested when you said manifest. It manifested right in front of the camera.
I'm telling you, numbers are a high vibration. It's easy for spirit to be like, yes, numbers. And if you know what your birth date is, you can take that and let that guide you. If you're buying a house, an apartment, a car, add the VIN number up, right? Because it will literally show you where you need to go. You don't even have to think about it.
I did a whole episode on that one night on my other talk show, and we did everybody's birthdays. They were putting them in. I never messed with numerology. I just got this picture. I said, okay, this is telling me how to do it. Let's see what each other's at. So,
yeah,
I figure that's the best way to learn. Just dive into it,
Oh,
so Peter says he always sees 9/11. What do you think of 9/11?
So that's my dad, and it equals. So it equals 11, which is the seen and unseen. And I think that 11 is also in his numerology. And he's a skeptic because he's also a number 1. Number 1s are also skeptics, but they also can manifest really easily. So I think that as he gets older and as he starts to accept that there's outside of the box, I think the more he'll awaken. And I think that's what's happening with my dad right now, is I think he's going through an awakening.
Wow, that's amazing. That's so awesome. I love you can do this just off the top of your head. This is.
I know. That's so cool.
It's really just, I think that people get mixed up in oh, you're a psychic medium, you do this, you're a spiritualist, da 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 da. No, it's literally the way I live. Like, this is my life. Like, this is how I live. I live by seeing what the numbers are. Like this morning, I woke up at 5:55. I knew that something was going to change today. Right?
That's the same time I woke up.
See? I told you. I knew something was going to change. And today's the 9th, which is the ending of cycles and the beginning of something new.
Thank you, Nicole, for sharing. Thank you for sharing this. Yeah, no, that's just amazing. That's such a coincidence because I woke up. I'm like, really? 5:55. I'm like, what do you want me to do? I'm just waking up.
Yeah. And, I don't believe in coincidences, really. I believe that they're synchronicities. And I believe that we sign kind of a contract to come into this life to serve a purpose. And I think when we have all these coincidences or aha moments or what the fuck moments, I think those are just us remembering parts of our journey or parts of our contract that we signed to fulfill here in this life.
Boom. Life contracts. How do those work? What do you think about those? Like, I have my own theories. What do you think about the life contract that you signed before you come here?
Okay, so I'm going to start at life, okay, while we're here. So I believe that we're here, okay? And so we pass away and we transcend, okay? And then what happens is that we go to life after life. And that's where we get back all of our downloads. And this is where I believe we watch our whole life as a movie. And I believe we watch it from a third person, not within the consciousness of what you were in your human body. So you're like, oh shit, that's real fucked up. I shouldn't have done that. And
you know what? I hope it's like AMC. They better have beer and popcorn in those comfy chairs.
Popcorn,
chocolate cake. Yep. So I believe that we watch this and we say, oh, we really need to fix that, or we need to do that differently, or I learned that lesson, so I'm ready to go on to the next thing. And that's where I think we're issued a contract for what we're supposed to learn in the next life if we're reincarnated, right? And then I think we say, okay, yes, I agree to this. And then I think we go to life before life, where we kind of get amnesia, where we lose all of our information that we've gathered. And then I think we're reincarnated into the womb, into this physical life with a purpose. But I think as we, get, inspired by or not inspired by culture, by entertainment, by all this, extra shit in life that we're, exposed to, we start to forget maybe what our purpose is, or we get stuck in the pain of life instead of saying, hey, this pain is lessened so that we can apply it and break our cycles so that we can evolve. Because evolution doesn't just happen. You have to go through something to evolve like that.
Right.
No, exactly. And that's why I feel so bad for these people around me. Like 90% of the population, they don't even know what their purpose is. They just go through life. Oh, this is what I'm supposed to do. They've never challenged it. They've never tried to open their mind. Like, I've only been doing this for 4 years, and I'm completely 180 from what I was,
Yeah. It's crazy. Like, when you start to really dig deep into it, and when you raise your vibration yourself, when you walk down the street, you're raising the vibration of everybody else and the whole. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to work on ourselves. And people do get lost in what their purpose is, but if they know their life path number in numerology, it literally tells you what your purpose is here on this earth. And that's when you add the whole entire birthday together and knock it down to one number. I happen to be a life path 29, which is, you break it down to 11, which is a master number. And it's the psychic number. Yeah, it's the psychic medium. It's literally the psychic medium is the number 29. 11, the seen and unseen. So it's literally my purpose to be here, to be a psychic medium, to get the information, bring it down, and explain to the masses.
See, that's so amazing. Like, I'm just amazed right now. I just love everything that you're doing.
I know, she's amazing.
And my mom died
earlier,
when I was 29.
So earlier, Nicole asked about the number 1111, and I'm looking up here at the viewers and the likes and stuff, and it's at 1111. So
yep.
So what
yeah,
do you know about 1111?
Yep. So 1111 means a couple different things. In angel numbers, 1111 is you're on the right path. You're doing the right thing. You're going in the right place. It also, if you add it together, represents the number 4, right? And 4 is, again, stability, right? You look at a table, it has 4 legs on it, right? So it's stable. So anytime you see anything that equals 4, it tells you you're on the right path to stability that you're looking for.
Nice.
And see, that's amazing. I see that number all the time on the clocks. Like,
Yeah.
and that's like I told you before, that's when I'll pull a card and my guides are telling me, yeah, you're in the right place. You're doing the right things. And in fact, this morning I got a message from Spirit while I was meditating. I have to start telling myself I'm the best.
Yeah.
You know, I'm the best
Yeah.
at everything, at everything. I'm the best dad. I'm the best at taking out the garbage. And the more I say that, it's just going to raise my vibration so that I can get to that next level.
But you also want to add in like, I will, and I see, and I feel too, because you want to open all those chakras, right? Because if you have flow, it's easy. If you're clogged, it's going to take longer. You also have a lot of stuff called psychic weight, and this is Carolyn Weiss. She's awesome. She talks about psychic weight, worry, fear, shame, and guilt. And the longer waiting period you have for your manifestations to become tangible, if you have psychic weight, because time comes from within. So the more fear you have, the longer it's going to take you to manifest big things. So it's really about working within you and releasing things that hold you back, because it's all weight and you're having waiting time if you have psychic weight.
No, and that's one of my favorite sayings. What is it? You can't change the past. You can't see the future. Live right now, because it's the present, and that's a gift. You know, that's why they call it a gift, you know.
But it's also where you are right at this moment. You have manifested it already. So where you are right now, you've already manifested it before, maybe 5 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, maybe a month ago. You've already manifested and you're living it. So you have to live in the present, but also manifest the future so that you can keep going towards what you're trying to do, towards your purpose.
Exactly. Like, you're not going to plant a tree seed in the ground and lift it up every time to check how it's doing. You got to let it go. Just let it be. You got to let go of everything that was, you know?
You have to trust that the universe is going to help that tree grow and get water and do something really spectacular. And if you trust that, it really does. And a lot of times I think that fear is what puts self-limitations on us. And we say, well, we can't do that, or well, I can't do that. No,
because you said
do whatever you want.
That's why you can't do it, because you said you can't do it.
That's right.
You said, I'm the best at it, I can do this, then you're going to do it. You're going to do it.
Do it.
You can do it.
Right? That's so awesome.
Exactly. But people just put self-limitations, like, you know, and I, like my self-love retreat in Jamaica, like, people heard me talk about it for years and they're like, no. And now I have one. So it's like, you just, you know, sometimes you just manifest because it's what you speak, right? If you already live like you have something, it's coming. It's there.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I'm a firm believer in this. Like, if you talked to me 3 years ago, I would have been like, you're so full of but now, like I just, the growth that I've gone through, finding out who my spirit guides are, start talking to them more and more, start helping people just to help them, you know, start building this energy. Like, I'm at this point and I want to get up here, you know, that's where I want to be, you know.
And the secret to that is really the psychic weight. It's releasing all of your worry, fear, shame, and guilt, all of it. Because once that's gone, then you have free will to manifest super fast, because there's no waiting time, because you've already released all of that weight. The thing is that when you start getting into that shadow work, into that peeling of that onion, you start remembering shit that you didn't want to remember or chose to remember, and then you're in your bed for a fucking week because you're like, what just happened? Like,
what just happened? What the heck?
Yeah.
I had to take a step back now.
Yeah, you're like, wow.
So can you start remembering past lives, do you think, then? Is that really a thing, or do you think that's just kind of...
I believe it.
Yeah, I do too, actually. But yeah,
I did a
No,
meditation.
my guides told me through my spirit box that I've been here 10 times before.
wow.
They actually said, I asked them, how many times have I been here before? And they said 10.
And that's what your life path will also tell you, is how many times you've been reincarnated on Earth too. And
Wow.
it's crazy. Yeah, it's wild. I believe in past life. I do past life meditations. I saw, when I was training for it, I did a meditation for past life, and I saw myself in the woods, and I had this like cloak on, and I had this lantern, but it was like an incense because it was burning and I could smell it. And I was all in black, and there was 2 kids and 2 men that were holding like a platform almost like this, and there was a tarp over it that rolled, and I was walking through the woods with my little incense thing, and there was people coming out of the bush, and they were like, psst, and they were like, my stomach hurts, and the kids would roll back this tarp thing, and I was picking herbs and like putting them in a little satchel and giving it to them, not saying a word, and then they would give me like a coin or something, and I put it in my, and then I would go on, and they would be like, I'm pregnant or something, and I would pick herbs and I would give them in a satchel, and then they would go on.
Oh.
And so I don't know,
No, and anytime I find a coin on the ground, I got a little bank here, right? And I'll dedicate it to Spirit. I'll say, thank you, Spirit, for everything you do, and I put it in. I'm like, here's your I forgot the word. Here's your donation.
Yeah. I call it spirit change too. It's for real. And if I have tons of piles too, and if you take it, actually, the spirit change, and put it in your hand, it's a wicked high vibration. It's
really?
like, it's a different vibration than like your regular change jar.
Wow.
That's crazy.
You can like feel it. Yeah, it's wild.
There you go.
So we're coming up on 46 minutes, so we got about 15 minutes left. So where can people find out about what you do? How can they sign up for a session, or where can we find you? Where?
Where are you? I'm in a graveyard somewhere near you. No. You can get me right on my website, which is www.starrshiptemperance.com. And you can book a virtual, you can book a party. All my services are right there. I also have a tea company, hence the apothecary, and the past life. And that's all on my website too. That's my main hub.
Okay. Right on. So how, if somebody wanted to do a session with you, how much do you charge for the sessions, or do you do like the first one free, and then after, or what?
Yep. So I do. I charge $40 for a half an hour and $80 for an hour. And if you follow me on Facebook, I do like monthly predictions for like $20. I do little pop up sales like that.
Cool. So your eyes are gray a lot. Huh? I was gonna say they're gray all the time. So if somebody wanted to open themselves up to this, so we got 12 viewers right now, but they've been coming in and out. What's the number one thing you would tell them how to start? How to start? What would be the first step to take for to open your mind, like the way we think?
Yep. So it's really through your breath. I know that when I started this whole thing, it's through your breath. Deeper connection to spirit is through your breath. Deeper connection to your higher self is also through your breath. So it's really all through your breath. And if you can learn to control your breath, and you can learn to focus on your breath, then you can really do anything, because it's all in your mind, right? It's all mindset. So if you can focus on that breathing first, I'm not saying meditate, I'm not saying whatever, just focus on that breath and bringing it down into your solar plexus, into your sacral, and then bringing it back out.
No, I 100% agree, because that's why they say breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, because that air is going right to your brain, which is stimulating everything in your consciousness here, and then you're taking out all the bad energy out of your mouth. So if I'm ever upset, that's why I always, out through the mouth.
And nose hairs, like in your nose, they actually serve a huge purpose. And what it does is it regulates the temperature. And when you breathe in through your nose, you get more oxygen. And the deeper you breathe, they're bringing more oxygen into your body. In highly oxygenated areas, illness cannot live. So when you're breathing deep in, it's actually really healthy for your body too.
No, of course. That's why I trim my nose hairs every day. I don't want them too long. I want as much oxygen going as possible.
Yeah, it's totally true.
Oh my gosh. We've just been talking and talking. All right, so personal, what favorite food? What do psychics eat? What's your favorite food?
So I don't eat meat and I don't eat fish, but I love pizza.
Hey, I love pizza too. I like a good slice of Sabreros, those big ones.
You know,
whatever they're called. They're in the malls. I like the New York style ones, I guess.
Okay, so I have unpopular opinion, which is I think New Jersey has the best pizza.
Okay, all right.
Everybody's like, oh, it's New York. It's New Jersey. That shit is fluffy. It's good.
Is it?
It's the water. That's what I've always heard. It's the water there.
It is the water. It's the Hudson.
It's the Hudson water.
You're being called out. You're being called out.
No, but I love street tacos. Like, that's my go-to. Like, I could eat
I do like
5
tacos.
street tacos anytime, especially carne asada. You know, the steak tacos. I love tacos.
What do psychics eat? Oh, well, people? No.
Brains.
We take your souls.
Kind of like a zombie, but we're alive.
Flesh, graveyard dirt. I don't know.
Yeah.
Graveyard
right behind you. I mean, you can stop.
We make a salad out of the grass at graveyards.
I'm gonna have lunch after
this.
this.
We're shopping after this. No, I believe eating more vegetables and fruits is better. You know, I love my steaks. I love my burgers. But you know, I really need to start eating more vegetables because of the proteins and stuff that are in there. That it just opens your mind more. I noticed that. Like, I don't feel as sluggish when I eat a salad with something. So
Same.
yeah.
I'm almost 42, and people are like, "What's your secret?" And I said, "I eat plant-based, but I eat pizza sometimes." But it's like, it's not just like what you eat though. It's plant-based, like soap too, because anything you put on your body is gonna go in your body as well. So
there you go.
Like, be, you know, mindful of like what lotions you're putting on or what soap you're using, even when you're doing dishes and stuff, like, or washing your house, like cleaning.
So Nicole says I might be possessed because of my.
She says I might be, or you might be.
She said I might.
We all are.
And Julie says, "Yep, lots of veggies and fruit." Yeah, I gotta eat more salads. I gotta gut. I gotta gut.
Trader Joe's is where I go.
Trader Joe's.
They have plant-based like protein.
That sounds like their new slogan. Trader Joe's is where I goes.
Trader Joe's is where I go. It's where the psychics eat.
It's good for psychics.
You can see your future already. You're going to be their spokesman.
You want to get those burgers? Eat at Trader Joe's.
Oh my god. But again, it goes back to the whole lifestyle thing. Like, it just goes back to, I'm a psychic medium, but this is my life. Like, I live every minute of my life looking at the signs and symbols, looking at what's, you know, happening around. And that includes, you know, eating healthy and being healthy.
No, and that's one thing. Before I'll do a session or before I investigate, I always make sure to ground myself. You know, I put my hands on the ground, or I'll put my hand on a tree, you know, and I'll get that earth's vibration to kind of clear everything off of me. So what do you think about that?
I think it's great. I think nature is the best way to ground yourself. Get out there, hike. I hike without shoes on. I never wear shoes when I go in the woods. It's
what? What about stick? What if a stick poke you in? You have the Indian feet where it doesn't penetrate.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No, sometimes it hurts like hell, and I'm like, what am I doing? But but I keep doing it because I'm like, okay, it's like such a high vibe. Like my sister used to call me a tree hugger, and I'm like, well, I am.
I'm cool, but ouch.
Yeah, I've trained Reiki in the woods too. It's awesome. Like if you go in the woods, it's just like all the elements together. How can it not be naturally healing?
I walk barefoot as much as I can, whether it's just around the house or the park across the street or.
Dude, when I was a kid growing up, I was barefoot all the time until it was 90 degrees and I hit that asphalt. I was like, nope.
You're like, where's the
graveyard nerd? No, and I'll do my sessions down here barefoot, make sure my feet are on the ground when I'm talking to spirit. But yeah, I truly believe in that you have to involve everything around you. Try to bring as much energy as you can when you're trying to talk to spirit, because then they'll know your intentions. As long as you're straightforward with your intention to communicate, I think they're more respectful with that. What are your thoughts?
I think anything you do in life has to come from intention. Because if you're not, I feel like it's like what you would call evil, right? If your intentions are not good, if you're doing something to hurt somebody with the intent to hurt them, that's like what evil is, right? So anytime you go into something, I also set my intentions every day before I get out of bed, every night when I go to bed, just because it's that important. You have to do everything in life with intentions, always.
Yeah, and you have to have heart and mind in sequence when you're making those intentions in order for them to affirm into a manifestation. You know what I mean? So Nicole asked what your favorite crystals are.
Yeah, I have a couple favorite crystals. I love amethyst. Amethyst, I feel like, is so underrated. I think it's so underrated. Amethyst is good for clarity. You can put it next to your bed. It's good for your third eye, which is going to show you everything, right? I also really love labradorite because it is the psychic stone too. And it just kind of opens that up. So if you mix labradorite with amethyst, it's like, woo!
So instead of salt and pepper, you used amethyst.
I use salt and pepper too. Shit.
And it makes that sound effect when you mix it too, right?
I got some salt above my door.
No, I love tiger's eye. That's what I wear. I love tiger's eye. It keeps me grounded. It's in my ring too with sterling silver, and I always wear this thing to keep me grounded. So.
I also love selenite. I wear selenite. Selenite is my favorite because I'm a double water sign and I live like everything is about emotion and water for me. And selenite is created from like a slow drip of salt water over like millions of years. So like, and so you can't get selenite wet because it will literally like disintegrate.
That's crazy.
And it like charges everything.
So are you a Pisces then? Is that what your double water sign? Or
So I'm a Libra sun, Pisces rising, and Cancer moon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Pisces rising just means that you've already been all of the zodiac signs already. So
I'm a dragon.
It's pretty rare in Chinese.
I'm a dragon.
In the Chinese zodiac, I think I'm the dog.
Yeah, in the Chinese zodiac, I'm a dragon.
I don't know what I am on the Chinese. I'm a Taurus.
76. Gen X,
gone out to
76.
Yeah, it's really just, it's everywhere, and it always has been. And I think that, as we're in the age of Pisces now, we're in the age of Pisces and now coming into the age of Aquarius. The age of Pisces was all about hiding everything, hiding the truth, secrets, all that. So now that we're in the age of Aquarius, it's going to be all of what was hidden through everything, through government, through everything. Is through your friends, through anything, is all going to start to come to the light, which is why you're seeing the downfall of like P. Diddy, why you're seeing the downfall of, the government says UFOs are real. No shit. Like, they've been
here the whole time.
They've been here the whole time. What are you talking about?
All right, Alicia, I this flew by. Like, it feels like 15 minutes, but Within an hour.
Amazing
so I'm
fun.
gonna put you backstage. I want to make sure to say goodbye, and we're gonna close off the
Goodbye,
show.
Alicia.
But thank you so much for being here. Thanks for talking to everybody. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
All right, bye.
Bye.
All right, Chris, what'd you think?
That was freaking awesome. That was I learned a lot. I didn't say a lot, but I learned a lot listening to you guys talk. You guys had that.
Well, yeah, dude, because you started out, and you were more involved with your equipment than the spiritual aspect of everything.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I've learned is the spiritual aspect of things, and that's what I'm trying to pass on to you. I know you've been coming to me for help with the frequencies and stuff, but
yeah, I've been trying. I've been trying
personal growth, man. So,
yep.
I'm sorry, everyone. AJ wasn't here, but we love you guys, and I hope you guys have a great week. You know, go into that week with great intentions, like we were talking about. Set out your positive vibes before the week starts, before you go into work on Monday, and you're going to have a great week. I can feel it already. So,
wonderful week for all of us.
Yeah. Without further ado, I'm JK47.
Sir Chris.
Sir Chris. And we love you guys. And
love you,
have a good evening.
Good night.